I would approach guys and want to help them when I first started working, and they'd give me the up and down, like, really? Can you do this? And then here we are 10 years later, shoeing horses in the most populous part of the country for very important performance horses. I'm Brittani Johnson, I'm a full-time farrier, and this is my history in motion. When I started shoeing horses, I was living and working in West Texas, which is notoriously bad for being a pretty rough area as far as horses and cowboys and cattle, and there's not this level of intricacy, show horses and everything staying in stalls and being handled every day. These horses have got to be really tough, and in order to be really tough, that also means tough-minded. And so when you work out there, there's so many of those horses that you can't handle them. You put a saddle on and you step on and you go do your work, and then you leave them alone. So when I started getting work out there, there'd be a lot of them old guys, they'd call me and, hey, we got a horse for you to come shoe. Well, they had about 20 horses to shoe, but why'd you pick this one for me to come shoe today? So I'd show up to shoe this horse, and it was a job interview, is what it was. It was the worst horse that they could get their hands on, and they'd bring it up into the barn and they'd watch me get slung all around. And when I got done shoeing that horse, nobody ever says, good job, or I can't believe you got around this horse. They just cross their eyes, you know, and that's good. That's a compliment. And they, that's a compliment. So anyways, I got to figure out after a while, I got real high on myself. Like, I was a real good horse shoer because I was shoeing all these horses that the cowboys refused to shoe. But I finally figured out, and this maybe not so much of a girl thing as it is a personality thing, but I think a lot of people go in there around these big tough animals and they're very strong and they're very macho and they'll just fight this thing and they'll win. And I approach these big animals that I don't want to kill me with, can we just get along for 1 hour? Let's just be friends for 1 hour and then we can get this done. And I've been around so many bad horses when I approach the situation as a, I want to be your friend, as opposed to let me overpower you and show you what I'm capable of. Horses don't care what you're capable of. They care about your compassion and your ability to touch them without scaring them or harming them. I get that horse though. I do the same thing when I trim horses for people and I don't know what they're fixing to go do.
Right.
And I'm scared they're gonna be crazy. I don't hardly take anything off.
I don't either.
I just round it up until I feel like it's gonna be okay.
I kind of went both ways on this horse. Like, you could have just rasped him.
Yeah.
And he'd probably been okay. But
Me and Chris had both been shoeing in the area for a long time. We didn't really know each other. Farriers tend to isolate themselves. They go and they do their own thing, and even if clients fire them or they quit or whatever, there's typically no interaction between old farrier and new farrier. Also, farriers tend to think that this is really cutthroat, like there's not enough horses for us all to shoe, which is so wrong. There's plenty of horses for all of us to shoe and all of us to get along too. So there's several associations or even just little cliques of people that try to interact and organize and have events to bring everybody together. We can all learn stuff, we can all make new friends, we can all realize that we're kind of all in this together. So Chris and I are members of several associations together, and that's how we ended up meeting. We both went through the certification process together.
So my name is Chris Hare. I'm a certified journeyman farrier. Been in this industry a little over 20 years. I'm from Collinsville, Texas. Sometimes I don't think Brittani realizes she's as talented as she is. And it's really fun to see someone like that excel and achieve their goals.
Chris, there's a lot of foot here. This isn't a job, this is an identity. It's so important. I mean, even my pickup is rigged out with, here's pictures of anvils and a custom license plate that makes sure everybody knows I'm a horseshoer. You know, it is definitely your life. I don't get to clock out and go home and leave work at the office, but I don't want to either. So that works out really well.
I'm really proud of Brittani. Really proud of what she's accomplished and what she's done for herself. And it's really cool over the past few years to see her confidence grow into something pretty phenomenal.
fighting in the war, dodging lead, breaching rival doors.